Michelle Marchant Johnson with Love Life Coaching, and I'm here with my good friend, Mark Rosenfeld from Make Him Yours. And Mark, welcome. So happy to have you here.
Thank you. It is a pleasure to be here again, Michelle. Thanks for inviting me back year after year. It's always such a good time.
Yeah, so great to have you. And I just love our full-length interview, ladies, which you're going to have to check out. But I also wanted to tap into Mark's wisdom about some really important questions pertaining to this idea of being ready for the right guy. So, Mark, I want to ask you, what is one common thing or challenge that you think prevents a lot of women from being in that perfect position to be ready for the right person in their life?
Yeah, I was thinking about this, Michelle, because it's very much a different question from the fun we had on the interview all about texting. But if I was to give a really somewhat sciencey answer to this question, and certainly what I've been working on with clients the most recently, it has to be the subconscious mind. Again and again, it is the gatekeeper to everything we want, that part of our mind. And I see clients know what they want, the idea of what they want, know how they need to act, but it's only getting as far down as the cerebellum. It's not happening in their lives. It's not being actioned on. And again, you've got to have this guy lined up with the you at the top to make everything work.
Mm-hmm. So when you say the subconscious mind, are you saying that they're being driven by their fears or their doubts or limiting beliefs or things like that? Is that what you're speaking of?
Yeah, some of these are conscious and some are subconscious, and there's different blocks depending on the client. But thinking of the overall overarching principle, whether it is fears, whether it is what's familiar from childhood, whether it is simply an association, something around guilt or something around intimacy or sex or whatever it is, I know that if they haven't achieved the life and love they want and they can consciously tell me what it is, then there's something blocking them at that subconscious level, and that's what we've got to straighten out to clear the way for their life and love.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Yeah, in fact, I have a little bit of an analogy for this, Mark, and I see this so often too with my clients and the women that I work with. It's almost like if you think of a computer and, the hard drive is really running the whole show, but we don't see it. I think that's what that subconscious is like. It can be running the whole show, even sometimes when we don't see it. If those beliefs or those limiters are on an unconscious level, they're still running the whole show. And so until we, manage those, bring those to the surface, heal those, do whatever needs to be done with those, it's hard to move through that.
Yeah, I sort of think of it as the silent king. He may not speak directly, but everything passes through him. And if you want to maintain results, certainly for any length of time, it has to please the king. So you've got to find a way to educate the rather archaic at times king.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so then a second question for you is, what's one thing that women out there could do right now to help them to move toward having that relationship that they desire or dream of?
It's actually the one thing that I believe will move you towards any of your goals, and that is to take inspired action. So I don't know what it is for you. Maybe you say, the next thing blocking me is my fear of meeting men. So you say, well, my action's going to be, I'm going to go out, put myself out there, go to a bar or talk to a guy at the supermarket, whatever that is. Maybe your fear is around intimacy or sex. So you say, you know what, my action's going to be, I'm going to go to a sex coach. Maybe it's a dating skill thing. So you say, I'm going to go to Mark or Michelle, or I'm just going to get my friends around me to push me into whatever this is. I don't know what it is for you, but I do know that the only way through it is via action. So if you're taking inspired action and you're sitting with whatever discomfort or anxiety that brings up, I can be pretty confident that you're on a damn good path towards your goals.
Yeah. Thank you so much for that, Mark. I think that was an excellent answer, and I really appreciate your input on both of those questions. I think that will be really valuable for the women out there. And ladies, you have to make sure that you join us to hear Mark's full-length interview, because we talked all about texting and how to hook him with text and what to do in all different scenarios that come up in dating and relationships and how to handle them. And Mark is really an expert on this. And so click on the link below this video that you're watching to join us for the event, and we are looking forward to having you there. And Mark, I really want to thank you once again for joining us. And also be sure to check out Mark's YouTube channel, which is what? Make Him Yours?
Make Him Yours. Yep, Mark Rosenfeld.
Okay. Lots of love, ladies, and lots of love to you, Mark. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Michelle. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Bye-bye.